I never participated in cannabis because when I wanted to, and I was shown so many cannabis deals, all kinds of them. And my compliance department, because, I'm the chairman of O Shares and chairman of Beanstalks, and I have other investments in fintech. I have a pretty big compliance department because we're regulated. They were never comfortable with the fact that it was a Schedule I narcotic, and that not all states had made it legal. So then you're subject to the RICO statute. It's a complicated legal concept, but there was a lot of hope that the House would approve cannabis. It's not going to happen. There's too many lobby groups and states like Texas and Florida. It's just not going to be legalized. So I never participated in that. A couple of years ago, and this is a good example of venture investing. There's a really interesting crypto community in Miami, and they generally meet on Saturdays for lunch at the Soho Club, the back table. Some of the smartest guys in crypto. And if you want to get hip to what's going on in crypto, you attend one of these lunches. I attended many of them. And there was one deal that I really wanted to invest in. It was going to be a crypto REIT where we set it up in Iceland, and our energy costs to mine were going to be next to nothing because we didn't have to air condition the NVIDIA chips, which really heat up, and you got to spend a lot of money in air conditioning. And I took it back to my compliance department, and she said to me, "Are you out of your beep mind? We can't touch Bitcoin. It is not a regulated asset." And so that one went away. But at that lunch, and this is the serendipitous nature of investing, this guy called J.R. Rand, he was a crypto guy at the time, said, "Look, if you think that's nuts, I have something I want to talk to you about. I want you to fund me to bring LSD, MDA, psilocybin mushrooms as medicines." I said, "Are you crazy? Like that stuff is illegal." He said, "Yes, it is. But in the 50s and 60s, they were researching it as medicine in microdosing and having really interesting outcomes. I want to go to the FDA and create a company that goes through clinical trials." And I thought that was brilliant. I thought that was because we haven't had, I'm a kid with dyslexia. So all those medicines, we haven't had new medicines for mental illness in 37 years. And I'd heard the stories of microdosing out in Silicon Valley. And I said, you know what? I went back to my compliance people. And I said, "Listen, if you thought Bitcoin was crazy, listen to this." And all she said to me was, "Is this FDA approved?" And I said, "Not yet, but they're going to the FDA for trials." She said, "I have no problem. Go nuts." So I became a very early investor in MindMed. I became an advocate for the whole sector. I'm a spokesperson for it. I'm a big believer in these medicines. And lo and behold, JR's company is now a $2 billion market cap. And I'm one of the early seed investors. It's the best investment I've made in decades. And I think it's just the beginning of the game. MindMed is, when you invest in biotech, you want the largest number of molecules and the most trials because you don't know the outcome in any of it. Either it's binary, either it's a loser, it's a zero, or it's a spectacular outcome. That's the nature of biotech investing. But if you're only betting on one molecule, you have huge risk. JR's got multiple molecules, multiple trials, multiple countries. That's his plan. And so he's quickly become the leader in the space. He's the guy. And so I'm a huge fan of that, and just shows you. And by the way, on that one, I remember Alex. Remember the guy I said rips flesh like a weasel in due diligence? I sent Alex after JR. I said, "Alex, tell me if this is for real." He came back and he said, "Not only am I borrowing the dough you owe me on this deal, I'm going to put my own dough in." That to me was like, whoa, what's going on there? And so Alex is also a big, was a big participant in the seeding of MindMed.